let's admit it, the Battlefield 6 menus are currently a little bit rough, making controller settings a bit difficult to find. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Today we'll be covering the best controller settings you can use to improve your performance in Battlefield 6, as well as show you where you can go to actually find those settings. Okay, before we dig into the advanced controller options, we highly recommend you set your soldier button preset to alternate. This will flip the buttons for melee and crouch, allowing you to crouch without having to move your thumb away from your thumbstick. Of course, this isn't for everyone, so if you feel more comfortable crouching with a face button, then please, by all means, stick to the default. The other keybind we might suggest changing is the steady scope. By binding it to the same input as your ADS, you'll immediately begin steadying your scope when you start aiming. This also prevents you from inadvertently moving since it's no longer bound to your left thumbstick. Okay, now let's talk sensitivity. You might think all the settings you need for aiming are in the infantry section of the gameplay menu. Wrong! There are actually way more settings buried behind a couple of sub-menus. First, you'll go into your controller settings. Then hit triangle or Y to edit your settings further. From here, you'll want to click Modify on the control settings. This will bring up a comprehensive list of all the control settings for infantry. Note that you'll have additional settings for every single type of vehicle as well. The first thing to do is to crank your sensitivity up to something that feels a bit more comfortable. Between 35 and 40 feels like it's just fast enough without being too slow. Next, set your field of view to something that feels a bit more comfortable. You can crank that sucker all the way up or leave it at around 105. Next is the zoom sensitivity coefficient. The default is set to 133, but it should be set to 178 for 16:9 displays. If you're playing on a TV, you want to set it to 178. Next, you can change your soldier aim input curve to a Battlefield game you're more comfortable with, such as Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4. The same goes for the soldier input acceleration. For your aiming left-right acceleration, we found somewhere between 50 and 70 feels just about right. Your vertical aim ratio should be somewhere around 50, and last, your infantry zoom aim sensitivity should be set to whatever feels most comfortable. I knocked mine down from 100 to 70 to allow myself for a bit of extra added precision. Quick tip that you can also adjust the dead zone of the sticks of your controller. If you have a controller that does not have any stick drift, you'll want to set your dead zones between 0 and 5. And there you go. Mess around with these settings and get your controller feeling comfortable so that you can start tearing up the battlefield. We'll see you out in the field.